He has spent more than 25 years helping people pick up the pieces after a loved one has died.
Some more prepared than others. Arie Korving realized that there were very few people prepared adequately for the inevitable. Hoping his workbook, Before I Go, will help with that. His story is this week's I Am Hampton Roads.
My name's Arie Korving. One of the reasons that I wrote the book was because over the 25 plus years I've been in the business, I've gotten older and so have my clients. And from time to time, the inevitable happens and, they pass on. One of the things that I've discovered is that there's so many pieces of information that go missing when someone dies. It's the details that people so often miss when somebody passes on because they lack the information that was basically in the head of the person who died. The name of the book is Before I Go. It was actually, I struggled with that because how do you make death sound appealing? My son came up with the title and I think it's appropriate. It's the information that you have an opportunity to put down before you go. The book is basically divided into a number of different sections, and it comes with a workbook that allows you to put down information that should be left for the people who follow after you. And it starts out actually with, before you go, which is, suppose you become ill. One of my earliest experiences was with a couple, had an account, a small account with the husband, who was a fairly substantial manager with a local firm. He was much of a take charge guy, but unfortunately he died suddenly. And he left basically very few records. He left a lot of filing cabinets, but no real instructions for his spouse. She had no idea what her income was. She had no idea what it took to run the house. She had no idea what she was worth. As a result of her being left alone, she not only felt abandoned, but she felt threatened, because it was, I picture it as sort of a child being dropped in the middle of a dark woods, surrounded by wolves. She was very, very afraid to the end of her life about being taken advantage of. You can either ignore it or you can plan for it. And I think the kind thing to do is to make sure that a record is made available to the people you leave behind, so that when they're in the process of grieving, they're not also in the process of becoming panicked because they don't have the information, at least the financial information, to go on. It has made that transition to single life, actually, you can think of, much, much easier and much less traumatic. My name is Arie Korving, author of Before I Go, Preparing Your Affairs for Your Heirs, and I am Hampton Roads.
It's a touchy subject, and it's one that definitely has to be talked about with your loved ones. But the book and the workbook, Before I Go, is available on Amazon.com, and it's also on Kindle, and we'll also link Arie's information on this story on our website, thehamptonroadshow.com.
It is good to be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, dying is a part of living. All right, so